From a spiritual standpoint, the Church of St. John the Baptist is indeed somewhat of a fortress to the Christian faith in the south of Negros Occidental. It can be recalled that the message of Christianity first arrived in the town of Binalbagan in 1571. From there, one of the first missions out of Binalbagan, the first town to be established on the island of Negros, reached the settlement of Bago, some 46 kilometers to its north. As early as 1575, the community in Bago was placed under the evangelical visitations of Father Jeronimo Marin, the Augustinian priest who had taken charge of the Christianization of the natives of Binalbagan since 1572. Father Marin, upon his arrival in the community, celebrated the feast of St. John the Baptist, who would later be accepted as the patron saint of the place. Thus, the foundation of Bago and the parish is dated as June 24, 1575. St. Mary Magdalene Church in Hinigaran is one of the Spanish colonial churches of Negros and considered as a cultural treasure and the honored heritage of the 18th century during the Spanish era. It was said that on November 4, 1848, the first Augustinian Recollect parish priest arrived in Hinigaran in the person of Father Pavon. Father Pavon was responsible for the building of the temporary church which was made of light materials. The construction of the present church began only in 1858. Just like when other old churches were built in other parts of the country, forced labor was required to the community to render 15 days of employment for the building. The St. Mary Magdalene Parish Church, its belfry and the convent were completed in 1881. The 5 big bells, dated in 1867, 1878, 1871, and 1876, which was taken from the belfry, is now on display at the front of the church convent. Father Mariano Lasa was responsible for the major infrastructure works in early Isabela. He constructed the church and the convent and laid out the design of the streets of the town, which up to now remained unaltered. The bricks used in the construction works were produced by a brick factory which Father Lasa himself designed and constructed in Isabela. La Castellana is a second-class municipality in the province of Negros Occidental, 67.3 kilometers from Bacolod via San Enrique, formerly known as Lapac, Farmers from all over the 13 barangays in the municipality display and sell their harvest and their booths in thanksgiving to their patron St. Vincent, whose feast day falls in April 5. The Our Lady of Peace and Good Voyage Catholic Church. One of the oldest structures of the town is the church constructed during the Spanish era. The Our Lady of Peace and Good Voyage Catholic Church, simply called as La Carlota Church, the century-old, is located at La Paz Street, La Carlota City, Negros, Occidental. In 1870, it was just a small chapel made of bamboo and pugon. In 1873, Father Eustaquio Ascaro was the first priest to be assigned in the chapel. It only became a parish in 1876, and the construction of the stone church started. The church is of Romanesque architectural design, made of coral stones and silay red bricks. The materials, which came from Guimaras, were glued together by lime mixed with duck eggs. The church was finished in 1877 with the help of devotees, offering it to the Lady of Peace. La Carlota's rich historical past is evident in its landmarks, home to the oldest sugar mills of the province. You'll also find vintage steam locomotives, Muscovado mills, heritage houses, and buildings. St. Michael the Archangel Church, Pontevedra, Negros Occidental. St. Michael the Archangel Church features a sword-carrying sculpture of St. Michael on the top of the dome. Inside is an altar with gold and brown carvings, glass windows depicting St. Michael and 4 evangelists. Beside the church is St. Michael's Academy and a convent location. The Church of Our Lady of Guadalupe is considered as one of the oldest churches on the island of Negros. It was built by the Recollect missionaries sometimes between 1851 and 1852. It is made of local materials but strong ones like coral stones, which were abundant in the town and the neighboring islands during that period. The original church was a long one with high altar after it was burned. The original altar was covered by a concrete wall separating it from the second altar, the existing one. On the left side of the church, a meditation chapel was remodeled, which added more space for the faithful to pray and meditate. Valladolid is a town which was named after a magnificent city in Spain. One of the top settlements of the Spanish government in the island of Negros in the 1800s, this Valladolid is the home of one of the Spanish heritage churches still existing in this part of the country. The Church of Our Lady of Guadalupe has its own original walls made of coral stones kept intact. There are quite a few tourist attractions in this small and peaceful town. The Our Lady of Candles Parish Church was founded by the Recollects in July 1864. Father Angel Zamudio, parish priest in 1954 to 1970, constructed the belfry, undertook the church repair, and embellished it with statues of saints and benches.